Welcome to the Let's Talk About It podcast, the podcast where nothing's off limits, even the things your group chat avoids with Kat and Carlee. I'm Kat.
And I'm Carlee.
And today we're going to talk about why do we stay when we know we should leave. But before we get into it, I want to talk about our day. So how was your day today, Carlee? What did you do?
My day was good. I got my eyebrows done and I went to Olive Garden. And I had soup, salad, and breadsticks. Shout out Olive Garden. I love Olive Garden, for real. Especially their Diet Coke. Anyway, with lemon, by the way. If you haven't tried that, you should. Yeah, and then after that, went to Walmart to pick up some items for dinner. And then now I'm here. How about you?
Well, my day was really great. Actually, my heart is so full. Because I went on a field trip with my son, Jackson, Jaxie, little Jaxie. And we went to a pumpkin patch and it was really cute. I was a chaperone for these 4 kids. One is my son. But let me just tell you, kids don't give a shit, okay? Because they will tell you anything and everything because these kids, especially the one little girl I had, she was just telling me her whole business. She was like all over me, first of all. She's so cute, so short, so chubby, so freaking cute. I wanted to take her home with me. She was holding my hand and she was telling me how she gets slapped and put in timeout. Girl, let me tell you, it was really funny. I was just like, really? And she's like, yeah, like I get slapped sometimes, but it's because I'm not listening. So I get put in timeout too. Like, I just get slapped. My mom just slaps me. I'm like, wow.
Oh,
yeah, so freaking cute. It was funny. I thought it was hilarious. And then, yeah, but I could never be a teacher. Shout out to all teachers out there because teachers are great people because I couldn't do it. It's not because of the frustration of the kids. It's because like the
well,
kids
especially that age, right? Like, he's in
yes,
kindergarten, so.
but I'm not trying to be rude or disrespectful or throw anybody's business out there. But one of the kids, we were on the little hayride and he had his shoes on the wrong feet.
Mm-hmm.
I said, oh, like, buddy, like, let me fix your shoes for you. Like, that can't be comfortable. Carlee, when I took this kid's shoes off, he had no socks on his feet. Yes, and his clothes were a little too small. And it made me so sad. It made me, I wanted to take him home with me. And he did not talk at all. He just, like, nodded and he behaved so well. He was such a good listener.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's, financial situations definitely hard for people.
Yeah, and it made me feel so bad. Like, I'm not rich or anything, but, like,
Yeah,
it
some
broke my
people
heart. Like,
can't,
I don't know how teachers deal with it. I don't know how they do it.
some people can't afford it, unfortunately, it's sad, but
I don't know how people do it. I could not do it. I would want to take all these little kids home with me.
yeah.
Like, I can't tolerate little kid bullshit because, they don't listen. But, like, I have a heart
Little
for,
kids do what they want.
yeah, I have a heart for children. But anyway, my day was so full and so great because I went on a field trip with my son. Then I went to Wawa and got me one of them frozen cappuccinos, and then I cleaned.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, as long as you guys had fun, that's really what matters, and some quality time together. Because, he's one of 3.
Yeah, but also he's a little shithead too because so this is so random. I don't know, like this is just so random. Anyway, so I was chewing gum, but like I had put a new piece in my mouth and I guess part of like the aluminum foil was in the gum. So I bit down with my front teeth and the fucking aluminum foil went in my 2 front teeth and it hurts bad. I couldn't get it out and we got on the bus to leave and I was like, Jackson, I need you to help me. And he was like, with what? And I'm like, there's something in my teeth and I need you to help me get it out. He's like, how? And I'm like, listen, I don't want you to do this, but I need you to do this. And he's like, what? I said, I need you to stick your little dirty finger in my tooth and try to get it out. He's like, nah, I'm not touching your mouth. I said, you think I want your dirty little fingers in my mouth? I said, I just need you to just, because my nail is too thick. And he was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing it. I was like, Jackson. He's like, mommy, it's just a new tooth growing. You'll be fine. I said, buddy, this is not a tooth. This is not a tooth.
I don't have teeth growing, kid.
I said, just help me. He goes, I want to, but I really can't. And I'm like,
yeah, he's like, about that, mom.
But it's okay because I found something. I know this is like TMI, whatever, who cares? But like I had to stick something in there to get it out. And it was literally the aluminum foil and it hurt so bad.
Yeah. Well, next time you'll make sure you take all the aluminum off of the gum.
Thanks, girl. Thank you. I think so. When you're watching little kids, it's really hard to pay attention to what's going inside your mouth, I guess. Like,
I mean, I get that. Yeah, I understand, especially when you're on the go and at that age. Because when I was working with kids, I mean, I was like one-on-one, and sometimes that was hard. Well, not sometimes. A lot of the times it was hard. But yeah, so okay, well, let's get into our topic for the day if you want to start that off.
yeah. So why do we stay when we know we should leave? This can pertain.
Yeah,
If I'm using
it
that
can
word. Okay.
pertain to, yeah, relationships,
Self-worth, like why I love
friendships.
those. Yeah.
Yeah, like any kind of those situations, I guess we can talk about, really, because I mean, I know there's many people out here who do that. And, it's just what we do. So we're humans.
I know a lot of the time, like toxic, like relationships, whether it's a relationship, a friendship, or like a situationship, is very common.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like a lot of times nowadays it's like normalized. And I don't think it should be normalized because it's not healthy and it's
Yeah.
not how life should be. So that's just my opinion. I don't know how you feel about that. I mean, I'm probably the same because
Yeah, I mean, we know quite a few people. I'm not naming any names. I know I could count at least three. On one hand, I know, you know, whether that's it, like I said, whether it's friendship or relationship, whatever, situationship, like you said, especially people who have children. I feel like a lot of the times you hear that more often too, right? Like, but the kids, or oh, I'm staying for the kids, and you know, I mean, at the end of the day, like I feel like I actually heard this. Shout out to my hairstylist, Liz. We had a conversation last time I saw her, actually. I'm not going to say what the conversation was, but basically, she had said somewhere along the lines of, I'd rather like my kids like have two happy homes than one unhappy home, right? So, and that really like, I was like, yeah, like many people should think like that because, at the end of the day, like you're not only making yourself feel that way, but you have those little people around you, those little brains, those little, like they're like sponges, so they're picking up everything in their environment and learning everything in that environment, like how to talk to people, communication, like emotional regulation, just the basics, I mean, of just developing, brain development. And it really sticks to a kid. I mean, me
I'm
and
an example.
you, yeah, I mean, we grew up in environments that probably weren't the best and definitely could have been way, way worse. I mean, there's definitely people out there that have it 100 times worse, right? But, it's just, how do we break these cycles and how do we step out of our comfort zone, really? Because I feel like that's what it is. It becomes a comfort zone.
Yeah, it's what we're comfortable with for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I've had toxic friendships, I've had toxic love, and I've had toxic situationships. So, like, I literally had it all. So, I literally been through everything.
Yeah.
Like, I can't deny that at all. Like, I 9 times out of 10 am in a unhealthy relationship in some sort.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate. And it's because, for me, I think it's because I grew up in that. So, like, I feel like if you're arguing with me, then you're showing me that you love me.
Mm-hmm.
And
Like that's love, right?
yeah. And if
Yeah.
you're not arguing with me or showing me that, then you don't care and you don't give a shit, which I'm starting to learn. Like, well, I've been for a couple years now, like trying to let that go. And I've been learning and trying to reroute that, like that's not love. If you're in a relationship with somebody, this is not my relationship. This is an example. I'm not in a relationship, but this is not my past one or anything like that. But
Yeah.
if you're in a relationship with somebody and they're like, I fucking can't stand you, I fucking hate you, you're ugly, you're a piece of shit, that's not love. That is not love. I'm gonna let you know that right now. That person does not love you and they don't respect you.
Yeah, no,
You agree with that?
100%. 100%.
It's not love. That's not love. And if you have a friendship and they're being toxic with you, like they're like, "Oh, you look bad in that," like all the time, or "Your hair is ugly," or "We're gonna do what I say and what I want," blah 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 blah. That's toxic. That's a toxic friendship. You need to get out of that. There's a difference between honesty and toxic.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, obviously, like, there's just a difference. Like, there's a difference between being truthful, like you said, honesty, and just outright hurting someone's feelings and just not caring about that, right? I kind of want to get into probably a story time.
Okay,
So,
go ahead.
this could
Start it.
be this could be any kind of personal story. It could be a story that we know of somebody else. It could be just anything, right? This is not so this one has more so to do with somebody that I know. And I kind of feel like they stayed in a situationship with the person that they were in because they have a kid with them. And so they kind of have made it in their head like, well, this is what I have to do for this kid. Like, even though the other person is super toxic to them, right? And not the best, very non helpful individual, just really only cares about themselves and what they're doing and doesn't really ever show any kind of affection unless they want to or they want something out of it. And the other person's made it obvious a lot of the times that like that's how it is. It's more of like a one-way street. And it's kind of like what keeps them from leaving, right? So they say the kid and wanting to have that family, which who doesn't, right? I mean, everyone wants mom, dad, kid, right? That's, I mean, not everybody, but some kind of form of a family.
Uh-huh.
And if you want that kind of, stereotypical mom, dad, kid, or whatever, mom, kid, dad, kid, or cat, dog, whatever it is, like I said, but like, you know, I'm just putting it out there. It could be any type of form. I'm not just saying, but what keeps them from going, right? So what in my head, like I still can't justify why they stay in that situationship because that's what I'm gonna call it. It's not a relationship. It's not even co-parenting at this point. But we'll never know. At the end of the day, I try my best to just be understanding. And sometimes it is very difficult because you kind of like see this as the outsider and you're kind of like, what are you doing? Like, get out, snap out of it. Like, you just want to slap them around a few times.
Yes.
Like knock their heads together or something. And, unfortunately, that's not going to help. It's not going to work. The only people that can decide they're over it is those people, right? So that's my story. If anyone wants to give some insight, if they've ever been in a situation like that, to any of our listeners out there and to the person listening who is in that situation, just know you are loved, you are important, you will find that person who values you. And I hope it's sooner rather than later. And just know that everything comes from love on my end. And that's all I have to say about that one. So, your turn.
Well, like, you wanna talk about it? Like, you don't think that they stay because it's comfort, or you just think that they stay because of the family aspect of it,
I mean, I think
and
it's a
because
mixture.
of the love they have for that person, that person might not reciprocate the
I
same
don't
way?
think it's love at this point,
Mhm.
but I'm not them.
That's
I just
true.
think I just think for them it's comfortability and like I said, wanting that family aspect and also growing up. seeing not so great relationships, that definitely plays a role. Like we said in the beginning, tying it back to that, you
Yeah.
know, your kids see everything.
Yes.
And a lot of the times, unfortunately, kids repeat cycles and they don't see it in the moment,
Yeah.
but others do. And I definitely do.
Of course, yeah. Oh.
What about you?
Well, I just want to start off by saying that I grew up in a very, very toxic household. Both my households actually were very toxic. It's not even the relationships ship aspect of it, it's just in general. Um, I don't I didn't learn or see love properly or healthy relationships properly. And that's unfortunate, and that's not an excuse for any of my behaviors or me staying with people. It's not an excuse, but it's like factual. And I've had, like I said, many toxic relationships, different types. I didn't want my kids to grow up around that. This is just in general. So that's why my kid's dad and I are not together. And it's not because he was the toxic one. It's because I was the toxic one.
And I like how you, not to interrupt you, but I like how you kind of take accountability. Not kind of, you do. You take accountability for that. I mean, I know it takes a lot to sit there and say, like, I messed up in situations
Yeah.
and to know, like, but also to know, like, it wasn't all you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I saw that situation unfold and it just, the fact that you can stay here though today and say, like, yeah, I know what I did wrong.
Hmm.
It takes a lot to do that.
Yeah. And a lot of my toxicness came from, like I said, thinking that that sort of thing is love.
Hmm.
But not only that, is misdirected anger, if that makes sense,
Yeah.
because of how I grew up and being angry about the way I grew up and how I was treated when I was growing up.
Yeah.
Sorry, sensitive. So,
Oh, yeah.
like, I misdirected my anger a lot of the times, and sometimes I still do that, but I'm trying very hard not to because I don't want unhealthy relationships.
Mhm.
But nothing that I'm gonna say right now is about my kid's dad because he is not he's not the problem here.
Yeah. Yeah. Not the one we're speaking about.
No, like 95% of it was me, just so we're aware. But I have had very unhealthy relationships before him.
And
That's
after.
what Yeah, and that's what has happened to me. So I thought it was normal. But in a lot of the times in those unhealthy relationships, I thought I was the problem. And I would try and try and try and try. And then it would just be anger, anger, anger. I don't even know, like, I can't be too specific because, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like everybody in the world knows, like, how this is, but, like, some people don't, I guess, or some people don't
Some
realize
people
it.
honestly have never been through it, right? Some people never had to experience that. I know a lot of people actually who don't understand environments like that. They came from super loving families and continue to have super loving relationships and friendships. And I mean, I've seen it with my own eyes. It's kind of crazy because I'm kind of like, wow,
Mhm.
where'd you get that?
Yeah.
Like in general with like I'm speaking family wise because that really, like you said, kind of plays a big role. Not kind of, it does. So I think that alone really kind of snowball effects as we get older and we grow up and we're like, wait a minute, what's happening? But the fact that you can see it and try to change it, like to me, that's what matters. And I think that's all we can do, excuse me, as individuals. Like, we're still learning. We're still trying to figure out, like, what the hell we want to wake up tomorrow and eat for breakfast or eat for dinner. You know what I mean? Like, I, nobody's perfect.
Yeah. I know my very first relationship, my very, very, very first relationship. You know a little bit of it because it was like the end of it when we first became friends.
Yeah.
this man was so toxic and put me through so much stuff, but I was so young that I
Mhm.
feel like it molded my brain a certain way because I was only in middle school,
Yeah.
and A, I should have never been with this man,
Yeah.
and B, I shouldn't have been treated that way as a child because I was a child.
Yeah.
And people are like, relationships that young don't count. But like the thing is that he was older than me, A, and B, we were together for a very long time.
Yeah.
And it was nothing but toxicness. And, it was bad. Like I could write a book on that one. I
Yeah.
could write a movie, a book, whatever you need me to do. I got it because that one was traumatizing. That was a traumatizing relationship.
Yeah. And what do you think, how did you justify staying for so long?
I was scared of him. So I was scared of him so much that I stayed and I did whatever he said because I was afraid of the violent aspect of it, him telling my dad like lies or things about me because I was a really bad kid smoking cigarettes and he would get me those cigarettes sometimes. So he would say he was going to tell my dad, and I was afraid of my dad more than anybody in the world because my dad was
Yeah.
very not good. So I believed him. Sometimes he threatened to kill me. And you're so young that you just believe that. So I was so, so scared of this man. He kidnapped me one time, like basically, like tried to take me to a different state. It was
Yeah.
like, we're not going back home. And I'm like, bruh, slow down, brother. Like, I gotta go home.
Can you pull over real quick? I have to pee.
No, like, I'm telling you, it was,
Not joking about that anyway. That's a serious
no, I mean,
situation.
it's funny. We can laugh about it because, like, I'm over that because I was little, but like, it's like, it was
Yeah.
traumatizing for me and it
So
was
you think
real.
that's like more like trauma bonding too?
Yeah, because it was like, he was one of those, like, "You're so disgusting, like, nobody will ever wanna date you in your life. You're gonna be fucking ugly and gross when you grow up and blah, 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 blah." And then, like, it'd be like, "Oh, I love you so much. Oh, I love you so much. Like, you're perfect. You're amazing." So that's, like that's first of all,
Uh,
that's love bombing me, and then, like, I was so traumatized, and then, like, when he was good, I was like, "Okay, we're good." But then if something else happened, it was, like, a problem, and I couldn't get out of that, until, like, one day. So I finally decided that I was gonna end it, like, going into high school, and he, like, showed up at my old best friend's house all crazy. Her sister went outside, her mom went outside, and he was threatening to kill himself, blah, 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 this, that, the other, and then I just didn't ever speak to him again. Well, I did, I'm not gonna lie, but
yeah.
he ended it there.
Yeah.
Um, and that was one of the best days of my life. Like, that was one of the best decisions I've ever made because who the hell knows where I would be today if
Yeah.
I do that.
Yeah, that's the one scary part of it, right? Is like you start getting that like low self-worth, thinking that like going back to that, like him saying you're never gonna find anything else. Nobody's ever gonna want you. So like not thinking you can find better than that either.
I mean, he took all my insecurities that he knew and threw them at me, used
Yeah.
them against me in every way, shape, or form. Like my eating disorder, everything, just everything, threw it at me.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah, so it's kind of like all that psychological like background to it. And just like I said, that kind of like that trauma bonding, that emotional attachment, and just thinking like this is what it is, like romanticizing like that struggle of like if it's not hard, it's not real,
yeah,
but like we said, like, well, if you're not fighting with me, you don't love me. But really like more like let's be
okay.
chill.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, because that's not, you don't want to live like that realistically.
Yeah, no, that's yeah, no, no, no. No, no, no. But I think a lot of the times too though, it's just, I don't know if you just said that. I don't know. Comfortability. Like
Yeah.
I know somebody that I know somebody and I think that they're just comfortable in their situation and they're afraid of being alone But, being alone is scary at first, but once you do it, it's all right,
Yeah.
it just becomes routine, becomes natural and stuff like that. I know that one of my biggest fears with me trying to stay with, like, my kid's dad, because again, it's not because of him, it's because of myself, was that I didn't wanna be alone, and I didn't wanna be alone forever. You know what I mean? Like, it sounds so stupid, but that's one of my biggest fears is that I'm going to be
Yeah.
alone my life. Obviously, I have my kids, like, that's not what I mean, though. Like, I mean, like, with a significant other, like,
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm ever going to be enough or healthy enough to be in a steady, committed relationship. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to unlearn bad habits. So,
Yeah.
knows how long that's gonna take, and that's why one of my biggest fears personally is to be alone, which could be a lot of other people's problem too.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, we know a few people throughout our life, not just saying like friends, but family too. I mean, I know a bunch of family who stayed in uncomfortable situations and still do. Some of them, half of them. So, and that's not even just talking significant others. That's family wise too. And just sitting there dealing with it and saying, "Oh, well, them. That's how they are." And yeah, I'm big on that too. Like not really like take accountability. And just because that's how you are doesn't mean I have to accept that, right? So,
Exactly.
well, I kind of got to wobble with that. Some people don't understand that. Some people are like, "Oh, family's family, blood is blood," and that's not true in my situation. And I know a lot of people's situation is not true either. I mean, me and you have found a family in each other. You know, I mean, we're not related, so we thought we were, but might
Yeah.
have had a chance. But it's who you want, to be your family, really, in my eyes. So that doesn't have to mean blood family.
Exactly.
But moving on to when we're watching someone we love and care about, kind of more tying it back to my story, watching someone we love and care about go through that, like how it feels to watch one of our best friends or closest friends kind of go through that situation and us seeing the red flags. So, what's the difference you think between supporting and pressuring them? It's
That's
a
a
hard
hard
one,
one.
right?
That is such a hard one.
Mhm.
Why you do me dirty like this? Ask yourself that. My gosh.
The difficult thing to think about, right? Because where is the thin line between supporting and pressuring and
Yeah.
seeing like all those red flags, right? And being like, it's right in front of you. See it, see it, see it. How do you not see it?
Yeah.
And but being supportive at the same time. How do we do that? Like where is that line?
See, I don't know because, like, I don't know because, okay, listen, I see a lot of red flags in this certain relationship that I'm thinking of. Okay. And like, if the red flags had arms, they would slap this person across the face. You know what I mean? But I obviously have to be supportive because at the end of the day, they want to do what they want, right? I wish I could just shake this person and say, listen, you are better off on your freaking own. You got it. You could do it and you're strong and all this stuff. But like, no matter what I say at the end of the day, they're going to do what they want, right? So
Mhm.
you just have to be supportive.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult sometimes, though, because sometimes it's just like you just want to curse this person out, like, girl. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. I feel
Like,
you on that.
girl.
I feel you on that. Yeah. Yeah. And talking about that, like when do you speak up? When do you say like, all right, can we have a serious conversation like X, Y, and Z? When do you think that is necessary? Or do you think it is necessary?
I think it's necessary right away, though, in my opinion. But like I just said, people at the end of the day are going to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
Because say I'm in a relationship, right, and it's toxic, 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 toxic. You could tell me night and day, oh, Cat, please, 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 please. But at the end of the day, I'm going to do what I want. you know? So, like, it's a very difficult, hard situation as a friend of somebody in a toxic relationship, you know, or a family member of somebody in a toxic relationship. It's just a
Yeah.
very hard place to be in because
Yeah,
when do you
especially when you love
stop
and
being
care about that
supportive?
person.
When
Yeah.
do you stop being supportive? When do you stop? You
Yeah.
know, like, you love that person and care for them, but is enough for you to stop being supportive?
Yeah. And kinda talking on that too, like, I feel like sometimes, like, some people might take it as you're not being supportive, but, like, how long were you supportive? You know? Like, really think about that. Like, how long were you there? How long did you listen? How long were you just like, "Oh, it's gonna be okay," like, da da da, you don't need them, and then 2 days later, they're right back in that situation, and you're kinda like, "Wait, but didn't we just have this conversation, like, 2 days ago that this wasn't gonna happen?" So, and kinda just repeating and repeating and repeating and repeating and nothing changing, right? So, like, on that aspect of, like, yeah, I love you and I care about you, but for my mental health, for my own sanity, I have to step away from that.
Yeah, but also, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're not supporting them. So you don't have
Yeah.
to agree with somebody to support them, and this is actually what was recently brought to my attention, sorry, by somebody recently. Like, they had told me, like, "Kat, listen, like, I don't have to agree with you to be supportive of you." And I was like, "You're right. You're right." As long as you're there for them, I guess, in a way, any type of way, like, even if you don't wanna hear about the situation anymore, as long as you're just there, I feel like that's
Yeah.
all that matters because, like, you can tell me, like, "I don't like your relationship. You're in a toxic relationship, blah, 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 blah." But, like, you're still supporting me. You're just telling me the facts on how you feel, and your feelings are valid, and you don't have to be supportive. Like, if I say I'm gonna jump off of a cliff, you tell me, "No, you should do this instead." That's still being supportive, but just not agreeing. I guess in a way, like, maybe that's a bad example, but still, like, you know what I'm
Yeah,
trying to say.
no. Yeah, well,
Don't jump
no.
off of a cliff.
Yeah,
I
don't do
mean, if
that,
you
but
have a
that's not funny. Yeah, don't do that. But no, I mean, I exactly, I get what you're saying, right? Like, you don't have to, follow the leader. You don't have to you don't have to say, "Oh, yeah, 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 that's a great idea. Yeah, no, that's" no, I mean, or, like, just listen to it all the time either if, like, at the end of the day, you're just like,
it drains you.
"Yeah, we're allowed to say, 'I'm tired of hearing about that.
Mhm.
Tired of talking about that.'
Yeah, because
I
nothing
still care
changes.
about you." Yeah. "Still care about you, and I want all the best for you all the time, but kinda don't wanna talk about that. Let's talk about something else." Yeah, so, I mean, that's kinda how I feel about that. So, moving on from that, let's see. We can now talk about things you do differently now after leaving a situation like that, like friendship wise, relationship wise, whatever wise. What do you do differently now that you didn't do before? Do you want me to go first or do you want to go first? Yeah, no. So I think for me, like I like friendship, like I'm going friendship wise with this. I definitely keep people close to me now that put in effort and actually want to be a part of my life and want to be around. And that doesn't always necessarily mean seeing me all the time or talking to me every day, but it also means like if I asked you to hang out a few months ago and you never hit me back up about it, I mean, what am I gonna take? You know what I mean? Like I kind of gonna take that as you don't want to hang out with me. Cause if I wanted to hang out with somebody, right? Like I'm gonna message them that day and said, hey, or the couple days before and say, hey, are you still down for our plans? Like, I know you said this time or this day, like, were you still available? Did you still want to come? And I've kind of like stopped being the one to reach out so much with that because like I said, like if somebody wanted to, they would, right? So, and that goes with anything. Like if you want to, you will. And I mean, it's unfortunate because a lot of the times you see that. And I feel like, especially now that, like, when we get older, it's like harder to have friends and maintain friendships. And I kind of feel like people like are weird with that stuff now. Like, I don't know if that was like a before COVID thing or an after COVID thing, or it just was always like that. But I kind of feel like people like have their cliques or their groups and they kind of just like stick with those. It's like hard for people to expand out of that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, they're getting out of their comfort zone a lot of the time, and I
Yeah.
think that also as adults, it's very hard to make new friends because of schedules, kids, whatever, you know? It's hard to keep
Yeah.
up with friendships when you are a parent and you work and other things in life, you know?
Yeah, definitely. So, what green flags do you look for?
Oh, you're talking to me?
Yeah.
I don't look
Who
for
else am I
any green
talking to?
flag. I don't what green flags am I looking for, girl? Because I don't see them.
Catherine just steady looking for red.
My god, it's so bad because I'm sitting here like, because
She's
I
steady
know
looking.
that I'm wrong, but, like, literally, it's just red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag.
So you don't see any green in people? Yes, you do. We said the other day how, oh yeah, this person's very nice and they made me laugh and they laughed at my jokes. Those are green flags, I feel. People like laughing with you, like when you're making jokes and being nice and polite. Those are all green flags.
Yeah, that's true,
You
and
see
checking,
those.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Complimenting you.
Yeah, I like to be complimented, okay?
Don't
No,
we
but, like,
all?
literally, who doesn't like to be complimented? I'm just saying.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone likes a nice compliment or, hey, you look cute today. You look pretty. I like the way this looks or that looks, or I like your
Yeah,
shirt on you, or, I love it. I love when I go places and they're like, oh, I love your nails, or oh, I love your hair, or oh, I love your shirt. And I'm like, oh, thank you. I feel like that's everybody. I love to compliment people just in general. Like when I see people, like, I'll be like, oh my God, like, I love your nail. Like, same thing. Like, I love to do that because what if that's the only good compliment they got for the day?
or what if they're having a really
What if,
bad day?
yeah. What if that's the nicest thing they heard all day? Today I went to Olive Garden. I had the best server. Her name was Tara, I believe. She was little bit of an older lady. Not too old, but just an older lady and waitress. And she was the best waitress I've had at Olive Garden or in general for a very long time. And she just was like amazing. She was on top of everything. She was on point. She was get a girl, you know. She was working and I left her a good tip. Like a really good tip
I mean,
for, yeah, like considering for what my bill was $19. I left her a good tip. Let's just put it that way. But so I'm not going to tell y'all, but a good one. You can believe me or not. I don't care, but I know what my bank statement says. So, at the end of the day, yeah, like, I like to make, people's days, uh, when it comes to stuff like that too, because what if somebody's going through a situation like this? What if they're at work or they're going through a bad situation or whatever the case may be? And they're just having a rough day. And you come in and you're like, hey, you're valuable. And whatever the comment is, or whatever it is. And I really think that can change people's perspectives.
yeah, I'm a girl's girl, not gonna
Me too.
lie. If you if you tell a man if you compliment a man, a lot of times it's taken wrong, but, I am definitely a girl's girl. I know it doesn't seem like it all the time because I have a resting bitch face or you know what I mean? Like, but I always compliment women because sometimes we just feel like shit. I'm always like, "Girl, you're so beautiful." Like, "What?" Like, "Your skin is so clear." Like, I'm always complimenting others, and it's good to do. Like, I literally the one time at work, I was in a badass mood, okay, and I'm a supervisor. I went up to tear this girl up. I went in there to tear her up because her job, she was doing shitty, and I had enough. And she
Hmm.
literally looked at me, she's like, "Wow, your skin is so clear. You are so beautiful." And I was just like, "Thank you so much. You know what? That flipped my entire mood. Thank you. We're done. You're good. I'll finish this. I don't know. I'll clean up after you, girl. Go home, girl. I
Thank you,
got you."
sweetie.
Like,
Thank you, sweetie.
if everybody likes to be complimented or talked to nice, you know?
Yeah. No, for real. For real.
But Carlee, wait, I have a question.
Go ahead.
What are your red flags?
My red flags? Jeez, we're talking about red flags or we're talking about green?
I'm sorry, I just thought of it. Wait, okay, we could talk about green. What are your
No,
green
no,
flags?
we can talk about red. You asked me the question, I'll answer. My red flags. Abuse. Not funny, but seriously. And that can be in the form of emotional, verbal, mental, physical. If you
Okay,
see that, sweetie,
but what do you
that's
do?
number one. If you see that, what do you
Yeah, so,
mean?
like, say you were going into a relationship and it was just like that. What happened? What are you doing? Because I don't feel like we talked about this, did we? Like with you, I feel like I said my red flags, but I don't think you said yours.
You didn't. I asked you green flags, and then all of a sudden you were like, "Oh, I only see red." Like that's literally what.
All right,
And then
whatever. Let's
I
go back to
named some
green.
green for you.
Go for green. Go for green. Tell me your green flags that you see in people.
My green flags. Just being caring and considerate of the other person. Someone who, like I said, you can laugh with, that makes you laugh. Someone who, like, you're good being you around. It's a major green flag. Because I feel like that's difficult sometimes to find. Like, a lot of people kind of like are afraid to be themselves. And not even just talking like relationship, like friendship wise too. Like, a lot of times you're like, oh wow, how do I open up to that person? How do I show that person like this is really me and not like especially work friends, like when you go from being work friends to like out of work friends, it's kind of like you have like two different versions of yourself. At least I feel like in most cases.
Not me, baby. This is who I am. This is what you getting. At work, out of work. I don't know.
Yeah, but I feel like you have a professional side to you too, like
Yes, that
and
my
and you're not like that with everybody at work.
no. I'm literally resting bitch face to majority of people at work, and I just
Exactly.
walk right past them because I'm shitty.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I mean. Like, you're not like that all the time in real life. Like, not with me and not with, I mean, other people that I know
Sometimes
you.
I'm
So,
not a people person though. I will admit that. Sometimes, like if I'm at a bar and girls come up to me and my friend, I'm just like, go away. But like,
yeah.
but that's not me because like I'm a hater. It's because like I'm just trying to chill with my friend, and now you coming in here interrupting.
Yeah. And it's kind of like,
But
all right.
sometimes I'm okay with it. I
Yeah.
guess it just
I
depends.
get that.
But yeah, no,
I
at work,
understand that.
I don't
I
know.
feel you. So, all right, let's do a fun little mini segment now. We're going to
Okay,
lighten the
girl.
mood. We're going to lighten the mood. Enough talking about red flags, green flags,
I
toxic.
don't see green.
I'm joking. So let's play If I Could Tell My Past Self. What is some advice that you would give to your younger self?
Can you go first? Because there's a lot that I would tell my younger self. There's so much advice.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to make it super long, but definitely just love yourself for who you are. And that's why I have this tattoo. Ignore how it looks, but love yourself so no one has to. Got that tatted on me. Also have my butterfly with my semicolon. Those of you who know what the semicolon stands for, I'm glad. Those of you that don't, basically just talking about if I could have ended my story and I didn't, right? So that could be something else we talk about later um, in our podcast. But for today, just love yourself for who you are and don't be so difficult on yourself. And, you're beautiful, you're smart, you're bright, and you will do everything you want to do in life, and you're going to accomplish those things. And you need to just be proud of yourself and not look for that validation from those around you. That's what I would tell myself. How about you?
I would tell myself that it gets better. For sure, it gets better. To not give up. You're enough the way you are, and yeah, just be happy. Life is too short because I spent a lot of my life being angry. So
Yeah, for sure. My favorite saying is nobody's promised tomorrow. That was my grandmother's favorite saying. Coming up on 3 years without her pretty soon, next month. And I think about that all the time. Nobody's promised tomorrow. Well, you're here one day and you're gone the next, so just do the things that make you happy and be happy and try to just live your life to the fullest. And why not want to live your life to the fullest? Like I said, like that's the whole reason we started this, right?
Yeah.
Because why not? It just was something we wanted to do and we said, the hell with it.
Life's short, and
Life is short, we're going to do it. Yeah.
whether people listen or not, we're having fun with
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And I always told you when I die before you. It's not funny, but
it. You're not funny. Like, shut up.
you can come back and always hear my voice and see me.
When I die.
No, but seriously, these are permanent, right? Like, cause it's video, it's voice, it's, and I think especially after my grandma passing, I really took that, like, take those videos, take those pictures, take those voice notes, take those phone calls, take that time, take the text, make the text, right? Make the phone call, like, do those things because, like I said, once you can't anymore, you're going to be like, I wish I could. So,
Exactly.
ending that with a recap. So, we're going to wrap that up. We're going to recap a little bit about just basically loving yourself, right? Like, love yourself. It's hard to sit here and tell somebody, like, oh, you need to love yourself more, but it's like, it's okay, like, when you come out of those hard situations to take that time to grieve, right? And I've told you that before. My therapist that I had at one point, actually helped me to realize that, like, grieving isn't just somebody dying. It's also like losing a job, losing a friendship, losing, any type of situation like that. And it's okay to sit there and take that time to grieve and take that time to, like, be okay with just you
Yeah.
or just like without that person around you, like that friend around you or whatever person, whatever it is, and just say, like, I'm human. And, staying too long is human, but leaving is growth.
Yes.
We grow when we leave comfortable situations. And a lot of people say, like, uncomfortability, like, a lot of the times is when you're growing and when you're changing, because a lot of good things are uncomfortable.
Yep. Yep. You learn from your past and you take that to your future.
Yeah,
Try to change for the better, you know?
for sure.
Oh, hell no. Sorry, mosquito. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no. So anyone who's listening out there, if you guys want to share your own stories, you're more than welcome to. If not, that's fine. You can also DM us. I can't speak. For any ideas for next episodes that you kind of want to hear us talk about. If you liked this one, also let us know. Give us a like.
Like
And
our email. You can email us at any time about personal stories if you want to talk about something, need somebody to talk to, want us to share your story anonymously. We got you.
yep, our email is on our YouTube. I don't have it on our Spotify right now,
Yeah. But our
but
email is cat.carleepodcast@gmail.com.
yeah. So you can email us there. You can DM us. We're working right now on making a couple other pages to upload on. So hopefully we have those ready by the time we release this episode. And, if you're holding on when you should let go, maybe this is your sign. Thanks for tuning in today. Give us a like, a subscribe, a follow, a share, show everyone,
A
comment.
positive comment because I'm letting you fucking motherfuckers know right now. I'm so sorry, Carlee. I don't play that negative shit. I don't play that negative shit. So, no. Sorry,
No
Carlee. That's
negativity, please. You'll just be deleted and blocked.
and it's the internet. You all are hiding behind a screen because you're insecure with young.
But thank you guys for tuning in today and listening. And we really do hope you guys enjoy our little segments because we really do enjoy talking about it. And we hope we connected with somebody today. And hopefully this resonates with somebody out there.
Yeah.
Until next time, I'm Carlee.
And I'm Kat.
And thanks for tuning in today and listening to the Let's Talk About It podcast.
We'll get there. We'll get there. It's all right.
Yeah.
All right. Love you.